Hey guys, it's Mary Jo from MaryjoesCreations. Welcome back to my channel. It is officially day 15 of Vlogmas. So we're going to cross out 14. And here we go. So we have the rest of this week and Tuesday of next week before Christmas. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 days left until the 24th. That is a little crazy, overwhelming. You think you have so much time and it just goes by so fast. So let's see what we can get done today. I don't think that I will, well, I know I'm not going to get everything that I wanted done before Christmas. So now we're going to shift and prioritize. And we're going to see what we can do and what we're going to do and what we have to do. There are a few things that I have to get done before the 24th. And there are a few things that I would like to get done before the 24th. So we're going to make a list and figure out what is important and what has to get done in what order and take it from there. So welcome to Vlogmas.
Continue to increase coverage on the house, the planes, on everything. When you max out the coverage, buy something else to insure, and basically you're paying zero income tax.
Okay. Now let's get to the missing 400 million, all right?
Okay, it's not missing. Okay. It was rolled over into a money market account.
Okay. Hi, everybody. We are going to try and figure some things out. I am going to go decorate my living room in just a little bit, but I did want to get my squares out of the way. And so I might not crochet the I might not crochet them on screen, but I don't know. You know, I like to sometimes go on a little tangent, but I have a lot that I would like to do today. Now, for me, it's Sunday. So I spent my morning editing and uploading my video for yesterday that you saw yesterday. And now, it's still not, it's pretty early still. I don't even think it's 12 o'clock. But I do have quite a few things that I need to get done today. I need to finish decorating my living room, taking all that stuff downstairs, and try to, do a few things in the house before I can truly sit down and make some things. Now, I did work on my hat a little bit while I was editing, and I didn't want to do the squares like I did yesterday because I wanted to pick out, at least I want to pick out the centers and the colors that I'm going to be using. And I noticed while I was editing my video, I think it was yesterday's video, I'm not sure, or the day before. Honestly, I can't remember. Everything is starting to bleed together. But I know that I picked out a square. Let me see. Is it the one that it's on? It's probably the one that it's on. I did put a square under my phone because, to lift up my phone since I don't have a tripod. I have it sitting on a book, and it kept sliding, so I used one of my squares to put the book on top of. But I believe it was the day before I had picked one center, and in the middle of everything, I must have put the center back into the little box with all the centers, and I ended up picking out a different center when I went to go work on it. Now, the colors were already in here, but it is what it is. I believe that was Saturday's video. So, I know I had showed you one center, and then as I was editing the video yesterday and going back, I noticed that the center was completely different. It is what it is. It's okay with me, so it doesn't really matter, right? So I have my squares over there, and we need to pick 2 for today. So I'm just going to reach in and pick, and I might work on the first one a little bit while I talk to you, and try to get the, sense of what my day is going to be like. And then I will pick out the other one, and when I come back, we can probably work on that. And I do want to work on the Santa hat. So before I start, I'm going to do this one first. I don't know, I just grabbed it, so we're just going to go with it. But before we get started on that, I want to show you the progress I made on my hat. And I don't know why I'm rhyming, but I'm a hot mess, y'all. I'm a really hot mess. But anyway, I got a bit of progress done on the hat. And I think that I'm going to do one more round and then start a decrease. And we're going to do it slow, right? So normally when I decrease, depending on what I'm making and how wide it is, I like to start with a decrease every 10 stitches. So, and I do that with my increases too. So it's a little more subtle and not so abrupt. And I know that some people might turn around and say that I'm doing it wrong. And that's okay. If you believe that. I'm just doing it my way. I tried doing increases and decreases the way they're normally done, and they never really, again, work out for me. So I do it my own way, and I like the way that it looks. But I think that, like, I put it on already to see. I'm not going to do that now. But I think that this is going to be row 6 of the red. I think I want to start decreasing at row 7. I don't know how long I'm going to make it. That is, like, right now, that's just, I'm going to be doing that. I'm just going to eye it, like, eyeball it. Like, we're just going to go with what we see, and we might end up ripping back and going. But we're going to see how it turns out. And I will be working on this more today, and hopefully we will finish this today. My goal today, because I do have a lot of stuff to do in the living room, because tomorrow, on Monday for me, technically for you it will be today, but on Monday, today for you, this is confusing, so I hope you can follow along, because I'm having trouble following along. Oh, jeez. Okay. So, Monday, I want to be filming in my living room again. I need to finish that blanket. That blanket has to get done. And I have 3 or 4 hats that have to get done this week. Because as I just pointed it out to you before, which I feel like I'm going crazy. There is only 1 full week left before Christmas. That's it. So I have to get as much done as I possibly can this week, so that on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, Monday and Tuesday of next week, I'm just wrapping things up. And we're going to see how this goes and how successful this Vlogmas was. Now, clearly, I cannot get everything that I planned from the beginning. All right, well, I moved my little basket. It was on the floor, but I don't want to keep bending down and you know, it's just very awkward. I have to keep my notebook. I have this little makeshift desk going on here with 2 little fold-out tables. It's, next year, I promise, I will be more organized. Okay, so I put the yarn up here, and I'm not going to look. See, I'm looking at you, and we're going to dig in, and just grab whatever comes. Okay. And it's a bunch of yarn all rolled into each other. Lovely. All right. This is the last of this, so I guess we're going to use all of this up. And okay, we're going to use all of this up. So I know that I'm definitely not going to get done everything that I had planned on from the beginning. It's just not going to be possible. I honestly thought that I would have way more time. Like, not way more time, but I thought that I was going to be able to get way more done in the time that I had. And clearly, I was wrong. Okay. You know, I didn't account for life. Shit happens, you know? And sometimes we can't, what we have planned doesn't always happen, you know? And we have to shift and adjust. And that's my whole life. But anyway, that's what we're doing now. We're just going to shift gears and adjust a little bit and start on the stuff that has to get finished before Christmas, which is the baby blanket, the hats. I have to talk to my friend because she did ask me for some baby booties, but I don't know if she wants them anymore. And besides, those, honestly, those won't take very long. They're baby booties, for God's sakes, you know? I already, like, did the math and everything, so I did a trial one. I don't know if I showed y'all. It's in the workroom. But, you know, it's really not going to be that hard. But I'm also not sure if she still wants them, so I'm going to ask her before I do them, because if I don't have to do them, I'm not going to do them, because there are more pressing things that have to be done if they're not going to be used, you know? So I want to get at least one cardigan done. If I can get, and I know that this is probably wishful thinking, and again, I might be overestimating my ability, but if I can get the blanket, oh, sorry. If I can get the blanket, the hats, the baby blanket, the hats, the squares, these squares, these squares. These squares are the only squares that matter right now. Because those are the 50 squares of Vlogmas, right? 2 squares a day throughout Vlogmas, so I can make my Vlogmas blanket. And I can show that to you in the beginning of the year once I have them all put together. But I want to, on the 25th, be able to show all of you every single square of the 50. And those are the only squares that are important to me. So it's the baby blanket, the squares, the 3 hats that have to get done, no, 4 hats. 4 hats that have to get done. Maybe an extra Santa hat, but that's only if I have time. And at least one Christmas cardigan. Now, the only thing that I don't know is which one I would like to start, or which one I would like to have finished, in case I can't finish both. So, if I'm able to get all of that done by Friday, then I might be able to finish the second cardigan by Christmas. And that will be the goal. I just don't know if I should work on my solid green cardigan that's more like a coat, I guess. At this moment, I don't even know anymore. The design that I want, it will look more like a coat than a cardigan. But that's really what I want. So I don't know if I should work on that one first, or if I should work on the hexie first. Because the hexie will be a lot easier. Not easier, but faster. Because I already have all the measurements on it. I know exactly how many rounds I need, how to connect it, all of that. That's already all. I mean, I've done enough of them where I think I can do it off of memory, but that's all written down already. I have all of that written down. And that's all that matters. Like, that's going to be fast, right? Let's pick another color. Hold on. There's just a jumbled mess in here. I don't even know. All right. I definitely have to get a bigger... I did have one, but I'll figure it out. But anyway, the hexie would probably be definitely faster because I don't need to figure out any measurements. I don't need to, you know, I know exactly what I'm doing, and I just have to work it up. And it'll take me, if I do it the size that I made my fall one, it'll take me about 18 hours. If I make it the same way, no, that one took me 15 hours. The one with the hood took me 18 hours. I don't know. Honestly, like I said, right now, my math might be off. I don't know, because everything is just bleeding together. I've done so much within the last 2 months that it's like everything is bleeding together at this point, and I just don't know anymore. That's why I write everything down. But the problem with that is that I have like 4 different notebooks. And I have to find them. But anyway, I have to see how long it takes me. Because again, I'm not a small girl. I am very, and I've said this before, and it's not like it's not obvious. I'm very top heavy. And I do have like wide shoulders, so like the size I make for myself is usually like a large, or maybe a little oversized large, because I could do it in a 5.5 millimeter and it would fit me comfortably, you know, but I like doing it in a 6 millimeter for me, because it does come out a little more oversized. And that's a little trick that I learned working on them. If I go up a hook size, I get that oversized look without having to add any more rows or rounds. So for me, the cardigan takes a little bit longer because it has to be a little bit bigger. It has to have more rounds. Like if I'm making a size small or a size medium, then yeah, it doesn't take me that long. But if it's for me, because I need it to be a little bit bigger so that I can close it and it can go around my, you know, my chest, it needs to be a little bit bigger, so it takes me a little bit longer. And I do think I want to put a hood on it, but I'm not sure. I know I definitely want to put a hood on the solid green one. Because again, that's going to be more of a coat. And I do want to have a hood on that one. I don't know if I want to put a hood on the hexie. Although I do love me a really good hood. I am definitely a hood person. Because, you know, for a long, like, hats don't really look good on me. Or before. Now the way that I make them, I like the way they look on me. But for a long time, I wouldn't wear hats. So I always loved having a hoodie. And I will always love, I will choose a hoodie over anything else all day long. And I think I have enough yarn to do a hoodie. Because I know that I'm not going to be able to buy any more yarn before the end of the year. That's just unfortunately not going to happen. So I have to work with what I got. But I think I do have enough to put a hood on the hexie cardigan. I just don't know if I want to do it. But we will figure that out when we get there. I think what's going to be most important is to figure out, to see how long that blanket is going to take me. Now, I think I could finish the blanket. And again, it's like, you know, it's the stitch. It's taking me longer because it is such a closed stitch. If I was doing it in a granny stitch, it would have been done by now. If I was doing it with thicker yarn, It would have been done by now. And I think that's what's frustrating me, because this is the first time I ever attempted to make a blanket with 3-weight yarn. And even though it is doubled up now, I'm doing it in a solid half double crochet. So it is taking a little bit longer than I'm used to and that I would like. But we're going to get it done. And I'm thinking that, you know, it shouldn't take me more than an extra 2 or 3 hours. Judging by how much I've done, you know, like how much I've already done and how much, you know, like how quickly it worked up. I've done the math. It shouldn't take me more than 3 hours if I'm feeling good and I can just power through. I think that sitting down 2 times in one day, I should be able to finish it. But we'll see. I might work on the blanket all day tomorrow. And the worst thing I do is spend all Monday working on a blanket, you know, that has to get done anyway. So I'm okay with that. If I could finish the blanket by Monday, that would be wonderful, because then I have all week to do everything else. Now, the hats are fast. In one day, I could probably make at least 3 of the hats. Maybe 4. Maybe all 4. Because depending on the hat, takes me about an hour. Between 45 minutes to an hour and a half. Depending on the hat and depending whether it's a fitted or whether it's a slouch or whether it's a folded rim. But no more than an hour and a half to make a hat. So in one day, if I'm just working on hats all day, I can get a hat done. I can probably finish at least 3 hats and start the 4th one in one day. And if I can get the blanket and the hats out of the way, and all I have to focus on is obviously the squares and the cardigans, then I should definitely have those cardigans done by the end of the year. Now, my friend wants a cardigan, but I don't have the yarn yet. He wants me to make one for him in black yarn, black and gray yarn, kind of like the one I made that's up on my website. But he's a pretty big guy, so I have to get the yarn. So whenever I can get that yarn, I will be making that one. But as of right now, all I have to really focus on is just the 2 cardigans that I want to wear for Christmas. Because I technically do not have anything to wear for Christmas. I do have that red cardigan that I made, but I don't want to wear that one. I really don't want to wear that one. I had that one last year, and I would really like to have a new one. So we're going to see what happens. But I'm almost done with this square. I think I'm on the 5th round. And I will pick the center and the yarn for the next square. And then I'm going to stop because I have been busy all morning. I edited and I uploaded the video, and I think I need to eat something. And then I do want to go and put the lights on my tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Let's snip this here. I love that sound. And I'm also going to get another, that other drawer. I'm going to take it out and empty out my yarn that's in that one and dump this stuff in there. But here it is. Square one for today. Done. Yay. Now let's pick a center. There we go. Now we're going to put the center into this little thing here so that I don't accidentally put it back in there and then end up picking a different center like last time. So this is the center we're working with. And now let's pick the yarn. All right, I'll look this way. Okay, we have this purple, and we're going to put it over there, and now I'm going to reach in and pull one out. All right, light purple. So, that's what we're going to do when I come back. We're going to do this center with the dark purple, and then the light purple. And we have all that picked out, and that's going to be our second square, and then we might work on the hat. So yeah, I'll catch up with you as soon as I have some more stuff done. All right. Catch you in a minute. For me, it'll be a while. For you, it'll just be a few seconds. Promise. Hey, everybody. I just wanted to come on to say, to finish up the day. I did not film me making anything else. I was doing the hat, and I finished the Christmas hat. I didn't film any of that because I was writing down the pattern as I went, and I needed to concentrate on that, and I knew that if I was filming that, I would get distracted and probably make mistakes. So I will be doing it again, and that one I will film. But this is the hat. I think there are some changes that I'm going to be making. I think I am going to make it a little bit, maybe a little bit wider. Only by maybe like 2 stitches. You don't think that 2 stitches is a lot, but trust me, it does make a bit of difference. I did put it on, and granted, I do have like a big head, but it did feel a little snug, and I don't know. What I also might do, if I don't change that, I do think I want to try making it with 2 extra stitches. So instead of chaining 55, which is what I chained, I'm going to chain 57. So I get 56 stitches instead of 54, and see if that makes a bit of a difference. Because this space needs to be a little bit wider too, because when I do put it on, it does feel a little tight. And I don't know, like, I wanted this to be a little wider too. It is a little bit stiff, but I think that, the fibers need to relax a little bit. I don't know, I'm going to stretch it or do something. I normally don't block anything, but I don't know. I have to add the pom-pom. I know it looks kind of funky. I don't really make pom-poms, but, like, I think that looks okay. I'm going to like attach it. And also with the weight of the pom-pom, it should make this a little more relaxed. I didn't weave in my ends because I did want to add the pom-pom and secure it with the end from the hat. So I just have to weave in my ends. I'm sorry, it's late and I'm tired. I spent the majority of my day. I got the lights on the tree. I got most of my living room decorated. I will be showing you that too when it's finished. All I have to do tomorrow really is put the ornaments on the tree and just like clean it up and take the stuff down to the basement, the totes down to the basement. But this is the hat. Let me know what you think. And like I said, I will be making another one because I always like to make two. And I will be making the brim a little bit higher, and I think I'll be making it just 2 stitches wider. I think I'm going to add 2 rows and add 2 stitches to the chain. And see what the difference is. That one I might film myself making that one. But it didn't take me that long. It took me a little bit longer because I had to stop and write it down. But there's my hat. And we have the 2 squares that we made in the morning. And I started my hexie. I started my hexie. And I was going to start the other side because if I'm doing it in just one color, or like variegated yarn where I'm just working it up and I really don't have to tie on any skeins, I'm just going and going and going, then I do one sleeve at a time. But I found it's a lot easier for me when I'm doing it the way I'm doing it now, which is like changing colors, that I do both sleeves at the same time. I wish I had done that. I did that with mine, most of mine, but like the last one I did for my fall and my Halloween one, I did both sleeves at the same time, and they both got finished. The one in the living room, the one in my workroom that's Halloween, I didn't do that. I did one whole sleeve, and then I started doing the other one, and it's still sitting there. So, this one, I'm going to do both sleeves at the same time. And I think that'll be easier for me. I do need to work on that blanket, but until I can clean up the living room, I can't do that. So now I'm wondering, I should maybe just tie on the yarn, right? I mean, it's variegated yarn, so you're really not going to know the difference, because honestly, I don't like... You know what? I think I am. But anyway, that's a tomorrow me problem. And I don't have the brain capacity at this time. Like I said, I spent most of my day, most of my afternoon putting up the lights on the Christmas tree, taking the stuff that was on my bookshelves that's normally there, wrapping it up and putting it away, and putting out all the Christmas stuff. I'm sorry. And then, of course, I had to eat. I did sit down a little while ago, and that's when I made the hat. The hat took me about an hour and a half, more or less. I mean, I started working on it earlier, so that was probably, I don't know, I filmed it, I think. I have no clue. At this point, I can't even remember, like, I can barely remember anything. But I started the rim, and I think like a few rows. So when I came back to it, I had, see, I want the white to fold up to where the white is, so that, you know, that's why I want to do it just a little bit taller. But the hat itself, like the body of the hat, it probably took me about an hour. So in total, the whole hat probably took me about an hour and a half, which isn't bad. An hour and a half. I'm tired. The ends are not woven in, and they're not going to be woven in until tomorrow. The ends are not woven in any of my squares. That's going to be fun. Weaving in ends for 50 hats. But I just don't have time to weave in ends. I should have never touched my whips and should have just left them for next year, but can't go back and fix that. I just really need to focus on, once I get that living room finished and I get all the totes downstairs and I'm able to work in the living room again, I will be finishing the baby blanket. And I had someone today someone else ask me to make another baby blanket for another Christmas present. So I'm going to try and do that. And I have 2 more hats plus another Christmas hat. I don't even know anymore. I'm way too tired right now. But tomorrow, I will do my 2 squares. I will work on this cardigan, at least start the other side, and like this didn't take me any time at all. Starting it is never the problem. It's once it gets bigger that always takes longer. So this took me about maybe, I think, 20 minutes to half an hour. It's about the size of a, I mean, obviously it takes a little bit longer than a square because it's 6 sides. And this is only 4 rounds. But it took me about the same time it takes me to make a square. So there's that. And I don't think that I'm going to work on the blanket tomorrow, simply because I might be too tired to work on the blanket. I have to take stuff to the basement, and that just might be too much for me because, you know, it's thin yarn. Even though it's doubled up, it's thin yarn, and I have to, it's so long. The rows, I think it's a hundred and something stitches, and even though it's in a half double crochet, and I forget the hook size, but it just takes, it's gonna take a minute to do that, like, to finish that blanket. I think I said it earlier this morning, that it's gonna take me at least about maybe 3 hours to finish, 3 to 4 hours to finish it, because she wants me to use the entire skein that she bought, and there's still a little bit of that last skein, and I still haven't rolled up, because, you know, I double up, and I still haven't been able to roll up that second skein. So we will try and figure out how much we can do tomorrow. You know, I try to sit here sometimes and map out a plan, and as always, it goes to crap. So tomorrow we are going to wing it and see how far we go. I know what it is that I have to do, which is the 2 squares, work on this hexie cardigan, make another Santa hat at bare minimum, and work on that blanket. What we're going to get done tomorrow, I have no fucking idea. But we're going to get to it. And whatever we don't get done tomorrow, we will carry it over to Tuesday, and that's the best that I can do. I am definitely don't want to start another blanket until I finish that blanket. That I know for sure. And if I can't work in the living room, if I don't have the living room completely set up tomorrow before 6 o'clock, I'm not working in there. And that's probably a possibility. I'm in a lot of pain, and I do have to take the rest of the totes downstairs. I still have to put up the ornaments on the tree, so I'm telling you now, most likely I will not be working on the blanket tomorrow now that I think about it. The blanket might be worked on Tuesday, which is fine if I can get everything done tomorrow, my entire living room clean, and get everything into the basement. Then Tuesday, I will be able to just concentrate on the blanket and hopefully get it finished. Or if it goes a little bit into Wednesday, I'll be okay. Now, the next blanket, it is a thicker yarn. It's this yarn. Well, not this yarn, not green, but it's Big Twist. And it's in different shades of purple, so I should be okay. It is going to be done in half doubles because, again, it's a baby blanket. And if you watched me, you know how I feel about baby blankets. There should be no gaps for them to stick their beautiful little fingers through. So I'm going to do the whole blanket, but it's not going to be like, I think I'm only going to do maybe 65 stitches across, or 66. I don't know. I'm going to measure it. I think I'm going to do like 30. I know I have a tape measure. I don't know where it is right now. I think it's over there and I'm not getting up. I think I'm going to do like 36 inches or 38 inches across. and then go up. And it'll be faster that way. But we will figure that out when I start it. So tomorrow, the most important thing is that we need to do our 2 squares. We need to work on the other sleeve, and then see how much we can get done with both sleeves, and most likely make another Santa hat. If we can do all of that, I'll be happy. If we can't, as long as we get most of it done, I'll be okay. I do have more red. But we're going to do another green sleeve, and then we're going to use this in the middle. So I think what I'm going to do is do 4 of the green, because I like the inside to be where the armpit is going to be. I like that to have more color, because you really can't see it where it is. And I want you to see it. So I think 4 is good enough. We're going to tie this on tomorrow, and we're going to do, I think, 2 rows of this, then probably 4 rows of this, then 2 rows of this, then back to 4 rows of this. I got to do the math. I need 18. So, 4 plus 2 is 6. So 2 rounds is 12. Right? So it would be green, red, green. So it'll be green, multicolor, red, multicolor, green, multicolor. And then we'll attach the sleeves with red. We're going to figure it out, but I think that's what it's going to be. And then alternate the sleeves, like once it's attached and attached in the back, we can attach it in red and do the sleeves, like start off the sleeves with the red and then go to the, most likely finish it off in the green. But we'll see. It's another night where I'm exhausted saying goodnight to you. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening to my rantings. And for watching the hot mess express that I am. I appreciate all of you. Especially my one friend who messages me every time. You warm my heart. Thank you so much. I don't know if you want me to say your name, so I won't say it. But thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you everyone who's watched and supported me. I'm really tired, so I'm sorry for the babbling. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And you can hit the little bell and it'll let you know when I'm on. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Just like the video. Again, it doesn't cost y'all anything, and it helps me a lot grow my channel. And that's all I want. And I hope I helped somebody. And if you want, you can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And my website is up and running, but it's just, there's not a lot on it right now. And I should have put a lot more on it, but it takes up so much time, and it's time that I don't have right now. I was trying to put some stuff up there. I was not prepared for Vlogmas. But once I get something in my mind, we're getting it done. We will get it all sorted out, and hopefully by next year, we will start off the new year on the right foot, because I'm going to take that week off and I'm going to try and catch up and do what I have to do so that we can go into the new year kind of knowing what we're doing. But thank you so much for watching. I hope I see y'all tomorrow. And yeah, that's it. Bye, guys.